help you.
I'm so done. I'm out of it.
Live from your news leader, Local News 8 on Fox starts now.
Whenever a young person or any person loses their lives at the hands of the police, it's bad. In terms of the circumstances of this, though, it is as bad as it gets.
And that was the voice of John L. Burris. He is the attorney for the family of Victor Perez, who was shot 9 times by Pocatello police back on April the 5th. He later died from his injuries. Good evening, I'm Doug Long, and this is our top story tonight. Burris says there are a few factors that make this case especially disturbing.
The victim himself was autistic and not fully capable of understanding and appreciating what was happening to him, and that the police had opportunity not to do what they did. So in that sense it becomes really outrageous. And when you start thinking about trying to protect people, you know, an autistic person probably is at the top of the list because they really cannot protect themselves.
Attorneys for the Perez family are set to hold a press conference tomorrow announcing the next steps in the case. And we go now to Linda Larsen, who has an interview that you're only going to see here on 8. She's been following this case from the very beginning. Linda?
I am standing here with James Cook, who is another one of the attorneys that is hired by the Perez family. He's going to talk a little bit about what we'll be seeing the next few days in Pocatello. They have a team of people here working on this case, and they're also going to be doing a special town hall-like meeting on Saturday. So thank you for being with us, James. Tell me a little bit about, first of all, the press conference on Thursday. What are people going to see? And we're going to hear from the family there as well, correct?
Right. So tomorrow is the press conference, and that will take place at Dude's, I think it's called Dude's Coffee Market or Dude's Market, 6 p.m. And what we're going to talk about is we'll talk about the lawsuit and some of the details on the lawsuit that we intend, and this is the lawsuit that we intend to file on either Thursday or Friday. And then the second thing we'll talk about is just in general, we had a conversation, myself and Mr. Burris, we had a conversation with the Idaho Attorney General, one of the representatives, and he told us about, you know, just kind of gave us an outline of what type of investigation is happening. Then the third thing is we will have Mr. Alize, who will say some words tomorrow.
And that's important to follow up on the family and how they're doing. What are you hearing about how the family's doing right now?
Right now, I just think the family at this point, they want justice.
Okay, now tell us a little bit about the meeting on Saturday. That's going to be held at the Pond Student Union Building, 10 a.m. to in the afternoon, 3 p.m. And you've got many people coming in. What is the purpose of that meeting, and what are we going to see there?
So, first of all, remember it's called the Truth and Reconciliation Conference, and if you know, for people who are old enough to remember when South Africa, when it changed over in the early 90s, they did Truth and Reconciliation, where people could come in post-apartheid and basically testify about their experiences during apartheid without fear of reprisals and without judgment. And so we're asking to do this because when we brought in this case, when we started representing the family on this case, we got a lot of calls, all right, and emails and so on, and people want us to do their different cases, and they have different things that they're concerned about in Pocatello, and not only that, it's also the tribal members on the reservation. They want us to look at their cases, so this is a chance for people to be heard, to come and testify without judgment in the spirit of truth and reconciliation, but also you know, we also invite members of the government, you know, the mayor, city manager, and if they want to come, and what we want to say is we want people to respect each other. Even if you don't agree, we don't want it to be an opportunity for people to, you know, take their frustration out on the government leaders. And we really want to hear what people say, whether they have frustrations or whether they have comments, or, you know, if they want to give praise. I mean, it's fine. And also it'll give us a chance to match the people whose cases we can't represent with attorneys. We've asked attorneys to be there, and we want to try to match people with cases and even meet with them afterwards. The final thing is we have speakers. We have Al Shakina, who's going to educate us on alternative dispute methods. And then we have Kyla Mitsunaga, and she's going to do what's called a family reconciliation session, and that's sort of a healing type mechanism. And what it is since Pocatello is a family, it'll be a chance for the family to try this method just to heal for people that would like to do that. And finally, you'll be able to meet Jennifer Call, who is the local attorney who is working on who's part of the team.
Okay, so this is really to open the lines of communication in Pocatello, maybe find a better way for things to happen.
Sure, and we want people to come. Again, you know, our purpose is we're here to do this case and represent Victor Perez's family, but we've been inundated with calls about different, you know, other types of cases, and of course we've had to turn them away, but we want to give people a chance to talk about their experiences and possibly match them with other people. And also, and specifically in terms of the cases on the reservation, we've actually reached out to a number of professors who are familiar with the ICRA, the Indian Civil Rights Act, and you know, to see if there's a way that we can bring cases off the reservation into federal court, or you know, how we deal with the Bureau of Indian Affairs on those cases.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Again, that meeting is on Saturday at the Little Wood River Room on Pond Student Union Building, and of course everyone is invited to attend, voice their opinion. So we've got a lot of opportunity to help the community heal and to help this move forward from this in a very positive direction. Reporting live in Pocatello, Linda Larsen, Local News 8.
All right, thank you, Linda, for that report, and we will continue to cover this story throughout the week. Now, you can see all of our previous coverage of the Victor Perez case right now on localnews8.com. You just click on the box that says Pocatello Police Shooting. Convicted murderer Lori Vallow Daybell has filed a motion demanding a new trial in Arizona. She was recently found guilty of conspiring to murder her niece's former husband, Brandon Boudreaux. But in a 13-page document,